Hello, parents! Today I wanted to discuss the topic of paced bottle feeding, which is the ultimate way of giving a bottle to a breastfed baby. Three reasons why this method is super important. The first being that babies learn to self regulate. Um, there are some studies that showed that babies who are bottle fed, whether it was breast milk or artificial milk in the bottle, have a tendency to have a risk for obesity later on in life. The reason for that is when we traditionally fed the babies with bottles, we would hold them laying down or even place them on a surface laying down and have the bottle propped up like this, where baby is just, the milk is guzzling in their mouth and they are drinking that milk without making any effort. What that does, and some people would even move the bottle around to where to make sure a baby gets every last bit of it. What that does is it teaches baby that they have to be feeling super full at every single feeding. So later on in life, they will not have the same response to their satiety cues. The second important reason why base bottle feeding is important is because babies are not overfed or underfed, because this method is very mindful of babies' hunger cues and satiety cues. For in that regard as well, it won't put pressure on the breastfeeding parent who's pumping at work, for example, to provide more and more amounts of pumped milk because the daycare provider or the caregiver are telling that parent that they don't have enough milk. This method ensures that baby gets appropriate amounts of milk in an appropriate amount of time so that the milk will last for the entire day. The third and most important reason in this case is because it will help baby, and this method will help baby not prefer the bottle over the breast. But babies are super smart, and you might hear a lot the term of nipple confusion. In my opinion, this term should be banned from the dictionary because babies are not confused. They are actually super smart, and they realize very fast that when I'm given a bottle and it's so easy and I can just gulp the milk and be done with it, I won't want to work at the breast anymore. I won't want to make that effort and suck at the breast. So I will start being fussy at the breast because they'll just give me a bottle. So giving the bottle in the appropriate way in that case will prevent that preference from happening. So for base bottle feeding, we always feed the baby the bottle on hunger cues rather than on a schedule. Watch the baby, make sure we get them when they're first showing signs of hunger, as like putting their hand in their mouth, sucking on something, rooting for the breast. Those are the early signs of hunger. Make sure baby gets held a lot throughout the day rather than only during feeding times, because if we don't hold them and only hold them at feeding times, then baby will start requesting milk more often because they will be trained to kind of eat so that they can be held, because that's another need of theirs, is to be held and close. So make sure they get held throughout the day other than at feeding times. To feed with the paced bottle feeding, we always hold the baby upright. So we sit them down either with their head in the crook of our arm or with our hand behind their shoulders, not behind their head because we need to let them have that freedom. Behind their shoulders. Baby is held upright and the bottle is held horizontal, never upright like this. We want to kind of tickle the baby's nose and upper lip with the bottle and let them invite the bottle in rather than stick it in their mouth. We tickle their nose and lip, and then when they lift their head up and open their mouth wide, that's when we let the bottle go inside their mouth. If you've ever watched a breastfeeding baby, you would notice that in the beginning of a feed, they always suck fast, fast, fast to stimulate the milk letdown, and then once the milk lets down, that's when their sucking slows down. So when we first put the bottle in their mouth, we want the nipple to be empty for them to kind of start doing that same action of sucking fast to stimulate the milk letdown. After a few seconds, kind of 10 to 20 seconds, we can start getting the milk inside the bottle. And in that case, we only fill the nipple halfway horizontally. Baby will suck, 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 Then when they stop sucking, we're going to tilt the bottle back down. Baby will start sucking again. I tilt it back horizontally. Let them get the milk until they stop sucking. And that usually takes about 20 to 30 seconds each time. So baby sucks. I give them milk. When baby is not sucking, I tilt the bottle back down so that they can take that break rather than have the milk be in their mouth this whole time. The feeding should take about 10 to 20 minutes, which is about the average of a normal breastfeeding session, so that their brain can have the time to get those satiety cues. It is also beneficial to have the baby rotate sides, either within the same feeding or each feeding at a different side. That improves their eye development, and it also makes sure they don't start preferring one side over the other when the breastfeeding parent is back. So that method is kind of mimics breastfeeding rhythm, and once the baby is showing signs of satiety or started to push the bottle out of their mouth, that's when we stop. We take the bottle out. Even if there's a little bit left, we don't need to finish the bottle. Respect that the baby is done, and either burp them or lay them down to sleep if they are done. If they burp and then show some more hunger cues, you can offer the bottle again and see if they will take it. This has been about paced bottle feeding. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful. Bye.